Sorry guys, I'll be right with you. I just gotta help this cute noob find Vanica real quick. Hello, my name is Iron Pacifist, and this is my series on my level 3 combat restricted Iron Man in old school RuneScape. On the last episode, we did a bunch of skilling, focusing on thieving and fletching, and in this episode, we are going to switch it up a bit, and we're going to be doing some questing. There are a couple of very interesting quest bosses that I have been putting off for a long time. They were previously impossible, now they are possible, and today we're going to try to kill them. So come along and let's see how it goes. We're going to be using some fun and interesting methods, so stick around. Alright, we're going to pivot a little bit right here real quick from the fletching to work on a poor sign of interest. Now, this quest, I've done everything up to the boss fight. And previously I attempted the boss, but was unable to defeat it. Now, to understand why, I'm going to have to explain a bit about poison mechanics and how they work and how they were reworked a couple months ago. So I'm just going to kind of do a farm run in the background while I talk about poison mechanics in this game. So previously, the way poison mechanics worked before the recent update in March of this year, a enemy would have a timer, and that timer would slowly count up once every tick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get the point. You know how to count. And once that timer hit 30, that would trigger a portion of code that executed the poison on it if it was vulnerable to poison. Right? So it just has an if counter equals 30. As soon as that counter hits 30, so that code starts running, and what it does is it checks if the enemy is poisoned. If it is poisoned, it applies damage. It reduces the damage if need be, because every 4 poison hits, the damage goes down, and then it resets the counter back to 0. So then the counter counts up to 30, it triggers this block of poison code, it takes poison damage, and the counter resets to 0. However, enemies had one timer for anything that enemy needed a timer for. And the other common thing that enemies use timers for was talking. So if an enemy needed to talk, it would use the same timer and the same style of code, that it would say if the timer is equal to 20 or 15, run this piece of code, make the enemy say a line above their head of dialogue, and then reset the timer to 0. So if you maybe you see the issue here, that talking was always faster than poison. Poison was 30 tick, and talking was 15, 20, 25, depending on the enemy. So that would make them effectively immune to poison, because the timer would never get to 30. The timer would keep resetting at 20 or 25, because that's when the talking thing, it would show the talk bubble and then reset at 0. The timer would never get high enough. So any enemy that talked, which the boss from the Poor Sign of Interest is included in, and the Earth Elemental, we catch magpies, we need recoils, no recoils. From the Earth Elemental from Elemental Workshop also talked, which meant you couldn't poison these enemies, which is mostly how you kill enemies on this account build. There are 0 XP ways to poison things, and we'll get into those in a minute here. So you couldn't really poison them, because they would never hit the poison timer. However, Jagex reworked it in March of this year, just a little bit ago, and they changed it so that the poison timer is now separate from any other timer on the NPC. So enemies that talk are no longer immune to poison, and that is how I got this elemental shield. I did not go through the extremely convoluted methods that were previously required of stalls and house tabbing to try to get that. I was able to do it with just poison. And today, now that this has changed several months ago, I've just been lazy and putting it off. But today I'm going to stop putting it off, and we're going to try to do a Poor Sign of Interest, just for fun. I thought it would be fun to switch it up from the skilling and do a little bit of questing on this account. So I'm going to finish this farm run and birdhouse run, and then I'll see you over in Draenor, where we'll talk about how are we going to poison this thing without getting XP. See you over there. So, as I run over to the cave, let's talk about what this weird green thing in my inventory is, and what this weird gear setup I have on is. So this is poison dynamite. This is something Jagex added to the game after removing a previous method of 0 XP poisoning enemies by using a poison dagger and spawn manipulation and interface delays that would allow you to poison something while getting 0 XP. They removed that because it was a bug, and there was some other issues with it, that it was having unintended interactions throughout the game. And most people who play accounts like this, level 3s, were pretty upset because it was very important for a lot of quests and a lot of items to get that, to use that. So they gave us this, poison dynamite. So this is an item that you can create with belladonna, which is, you may have seen me farming that just over here. Oh, wait, can I use that map link, please? You may have seen me farming that just over here in Draenor, where you can farm that. And just regular dynamite that you would use at the blast mine, or you get from Winter Todd, or you get from Cox, and you just mix it with belladonna, or Cave Nightshade, which you get from one of the ogre quests. And what it does is when you use it on an enemy with a tinderbox in your inventory, it will explode and hit that enemy for 1 to 4 damage and a 25% chance of poisoning them, up to I think it's a poison of 6, which is very useful for an account like this, and it gives you 0 XP. And we have some other things here, because the way this works, the accuracy of this is based on your gear accuracy, whatever your highest accuracy stat is. So that's why we have things here: leather body, leather chaps. The boots don't actually do anything, but we have a crossbow. Even though we don't have bolts on, because we don't want to shoot anything, so that would give us XP, we have this gear on, and that gives us a range bonus of plus 38, and then we have range pots in the inventory to give us a little extra boost on our range level, to give us that extra edge we need to hit this guy. So what we're going to do is come in here, range pot up, use a poison dynamite on him, and you can only use it when an enemy's at full HP, which means that I get 1 shot at this. If it doesn't hit him, or if it does hit him, but the poison doesn't proc on him, I have to tele out. You only get 1 shot, and then you have to respawn him, or reset him. So we're going to come in here, use a poison dynamite on him, shove tuna in my mouth as he attempts to PK me, and run into a corner, and wait for him to die. And that's the plan. And I'm going to be streaming some of these attempts, so you may see my little face in the corner on some of these attempts. Sorry if you don't like that, but it's just a little face. It won't hurt you, I promise. And we'll see how this goes. We'll see if we can get this quest done today. So wish me luck, and we're gonna hop in the cave. Our first attempt at this guy, as soon as we're in, we're gonna use the range pot to get up, use the poison dynamite on him. Now the annoying thing about this is that being attacked cancels your action. Oh boy. Oh right, also I forgot that this guy, you can't walk through him, so you gotta walk around him. Okay, I got a hit on the first PD. That's good, that's good. 2 damage, and let's see, do we get a poison proc? It should be within 18 seconds, I believe. If we get a poison proc, and not looking good. Okay, no poison proc on that one. That's okay. That just means we tele out and we try again. Decided that this guy, I believe, is still immune to poison. I don't know why, but I believe he is. So we're going to switch up the strat. We're going to break out the recoils. Now these recoils are very valuable on this account. They are difficult to get. The only way to get them is magpie implings, and I got crazy lucky. In 11, it drops 3 at a time. I got that drop twice in 11. I think it's like a 1 in 20 or 25. So I got very lucky on those. Grinding these can be very not fun. So we're going to try not to waste them. So that means I got to make sure I do this in 1 try. So to do that, the poison dynamite can hit up to 4. So we're going to make sure we hit a 2 or 3 so that it doesn't regen before I start recoiling it. Preferably a 3. I might just go till I get a 3. And we're going to use cakes as food instead of tunas, because then I don't waste them. Because a tuna, you know, it heals you for full HP, but if you're at 6, you have to eat, because he has a max hit of 6. So you end up wasting 6 of the HP off that tuna. Whereas cakes you don't, and they heal 12 total instead of 10 total like a tuna. So we're going to go in with this setup, and we're going to see what we can do on this sour hog if we can recoil him down. Let's see. So this is where we start recoiling. So we see there, so we're gonna basically just walk out, tank 1 hit, get the recoil, make sure we heal up to at least 7 is the minimum. This is going pretty well so far. And when that recoil breaks, replace it. And I'm gonna do this for a while. And we'll see if we can get a kill on this guy. That would be nice. I've had this quest yellow logged for a very long time. And it looks like we're getting close to halfway on this kill. It's going well so far, and all I gotta do is just not mess up for like 5 more minutes. So hopefully I can do that. Super close to this kill. The recoil broke. Alright, so looks like we maybe have 1 or 2 more hits left. Maybe 1 more. Come on, give it to me. Oh my god, that feels so good. This quest has been yellow logged for so long. Gimme that foot. And now we get to go turn it in. Oh, that feels good. Let's see. It's gonna feel even better when I get that quest completion screen. To turn in this quest, talk about the bounty, and here we go. Here's your foot that you asked for some reason. 5k cash. Oh, we have to go back to Spria to get the quest completion screen. Okay, back over there. Alright, back to Spria. Now you give me the quest completion, right? Yes, there we go. Quest complete. 1 quest point. But, oh, even juicier. That 1000 Slayer XP and 30 Slayer points. That's a free skip in Wildy Slayer. That's actually pretty big because Ents are an impossible task and you have to skip them, so that'll be nice, or even block them at some point. But there you go, that's big quest complete there. That feels good. I was looking through my quest log, and one small favor is looking yellow to me, and I believe that Slagolilith, the wiki does say he's not immune to poison. So we're gonna try this. If it doesn't work, I probably won't even put this in the video. You won't see it. But if it does, if you're seeing this, then that hopefully means that it worked and we'll be able to poison him. So in our inventory, we've got Guthix Arrests. These are like Sarah Brews because they overheal you, or Anglerfish. So these will overheal me up to 15. And on this account, they're actually better than a Sarah Brew or an Anglerfish because those heal based on a percentage of your HP. And at this low level, it only overheals by 3 or so. But these overheal by 5. Always, at any level, it's overheal by 5. So it's bad at high level when you brews overheal you by 20. But at low level, these are actually better. Still got the range pots, although I don't have a crossbow. I believe you need a pickaxe equipped to even hit this guy. So I did have to downgrade a bit there. So it might take a few more tries. But I've got lots of belladonna and dynamite in the bank. So we're going to take a few tries at this and see if I can get a kill on Slagolilith. Let's go for it. To rest up to 15, read the prayer scroll, and where's the safe spot? I forget where the safe spot is. Oh boy, I'm going to die. That's not the safe spot. Is that the safe spot? That is the safe spot. Alright, alright. And I think I can just keep using these on him, right? Yes, as long as he doesn't take any damage, I can keep using these on him. Okay, that's a 3. So now we see if he gets poisoned. If he doesn't get poisoned, then I have to reset. And if he does get poisoned, then we just stand in this corner until he dies, I guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does not look good on the first try, but hey, at least I found the safe spot before I died, so that's a big up. So I'm gonna reset and we're gonna try again. Kind of figured out the setup a little more. I made some mistakes. So we start on this tile. Guthix rest up because he has a max hit of 13. Use your animate rock scroll and run down to this tile. Tank 1 hit from him and run over to this tile and use a super attack. I switched out of range gear because he has very high range defense into melee gear. And then this is the setup, and then you just keep using the PD over and over until you get a 2 or 3 and a poison proc. Out of dynamite, trying to go for this guy. So here's how we make more. We Xerix Talisman to Xerix Inferno, trade Thyrus, we buy some dynamite from him, and then we tele out to a bank. We get out this Nightshade, which is what I've been farming up in Draenor. We use the dynamite on it, and 3 at a time it will transform it. It uses 3 Nightshade to 1 dynamite. It'll transform it from dynamite to dynamite P. This is how we get this stuff. And we farm this with Belladonna seeds in Draenor. So we're going to load up a little bit more and go back to the slag boy. This time I hit a 3 with the PD and got a poison proc. This took a lot. I've gone through like 100 dynamite since the last poison. But here we are. So we'll see. I'll see when he's dying or on his last hit. This guy is almost dead. One more poison proc should do it, and I really hope I get the kill credit on him this time. Oh, and I got the loot. Loot is good. And if I use the animate rock scroll again, do I get... Oh, we got the kill credit that time. It counted. That was real rough that I didn't get kill credit the first time. Oh, that feels so good. Slag-a-Lilith, the first of 2 combat encounters on this quest, is done southwest of Sears Village. I think that is going to be a fishing cape telly. Alright, I'm going to go through one small favor, and I'm just going to show you as I deposit the items. Alright, this guy, release Petra, do something for me. Okay, you want me to... This is the guy that wants me to do a wither mill. Alright, up we go. Onto the roof, I think. Hand it in. Trash to this guy. Handing in the gnome pilot to Sandfew. Talk this dwarf, and nothing bad is going to happen. Of course. We're just gonna talk to this guy. Oh, killed him. Okay, well, alright. So, here I've done something. I've grabbed my main account here, who cast vulnerability on the dwarf gang member, which lowers its defense by 15% when the main is holding a tome of water, which, of course I am. And not only does that lower the defense, it also aggroes the dwarf, so it holds its position and it doesn't walk around as much, which makes it much easier to hit and for me to stay in the safe spot. So we're going to be doing this for the rest of the dwarves for sure. Alright, one more poison proc on this guy and he will be done, and I will see if that kill counts. There is bones. Yes, that is my kill. That counted as my kill for sure. That is good to know, and we can move on to the next dwarf. Kind of missed that, but I got a second kill on the level 44 gang member. Not sure if that'll count. I killed the same one twice, but we'll see. I just went like 16 hits without a poison proc, so I'm going a little crazy. Let's keep going. Okay, so I just spent like an hour doing this, and I hit these guys like 20 plus times and just cannot get the poison proc, and I'm going a little crazy. I'm not sure if they're immune and there's a bug or the wiki's wrong or whatever, but I'm switching strats up a little bit. So here's the new strat. So the main is over here, and it's got a Toxic Staff of the Dead and a Serp Helm, which gives it a 100% chance to Venom. So we use Wind Strike, which has a max hit of 2. We want to hit a 1. And we attack one of these guys. If we hit a 2, we just kill them and reset them. If we hit a 1, then we start using PD on them. Now PD will only let you use it if they're at full HP. So it might just say like they're not at full HP and won't let you use it. But the goal is for them to regen to full HP before the Venom hits. So you just hit them with the Wind Strike. If it hits a 1, just spam PD on them until it either lets you use it or they get hit by the Venom, and then you kill them and reset. So this should be a little bit faster. It should waste less resources and maybe make me not go insane. So we're going to try that. Okay, so we're going to try one kill together here. So we start with casting vulnerability on the guy and then casting the Wind Strike on him. The vulnerability just helps the PD be more accurate, so that's why we start with that. And then we start spamming PD on him. So you'll see in the game chat that it is saying that he has to be at full health, but if we get lucky, we get a PD off before the venom tick, which is now going to happen. So that should be my kill, because the venom doesn't count as anyone's kill. So the main will tank that. That's fine, not a big deal. And yeah, so we got the wind strike off, hit the 1 damage, got the regen, got the venom, and now we'll see if we can get that kill. Alright, and there's the death animation, and look at that, we did get 1 more KC for a Dwarf gang member. And now we can talk to Hammer Spike. We killed the 3 gang members. That is it. Oh my god, that took me like an hour and a half to do that part of the quest. Oh my god, that's it. I mean, One Small Favor is practically done at this point and just running. Woo! And this woman is happy the dwarves won't bother her. And the apothecary gets his pot. And this guy gets his salts. And this guy gets his chicken cages. This guy gets some chickens. Aggie gets Jimmy released. This guy gets a witness. This guy gets an axe. And here we are at the end of One Small Favor. Man, this feels good. This quest I started about 2+ years ago. It was impossible to finish on this build back then. But it feels good to be done. But really the thing is, man, go watch the stream VOD from July 6th on my YouTube channel if you want to really understand what I've been doing for the last 2 hours of trying to kill 3 dwarves for like 2 hours straight, man. I was really losing it there. But oh wow, man, that feels good. And we should get some good Slayer levels out of these. I think we're gonna get a couple levels here, maybe. I hope at least 1. Let's see. Oh, I think just 1 level it looks like. I was hoping for 2. But there we go. One Small Favor done. 20k Slayer XP is very big, and that is that. And I think with One Small Favor done, we're gonna call this episode there. This one's getting a little long. Those were 2 very interesting quests. I hope you enjoyed learning about those methods of venoming and poison manipulation on those ones. I think next episode we're gonna get back into a little bit of skilling into this fletching grind. So I will see you guys then. Take care.